Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I have my guest with me, Mrs. Shamima Khatoon, madam, who is working as a principal investigator in DST sponsored project, and she is doing PhD from Dialbag Education Institute, which is a premier institute of which is funded by central government, that is located in Agra. So I welcome, madam, and I would like you to first of all give a short introduction to our viewers and all those people who will watch our YouTube channel, because it is a recorded session and it will be uploaded afterwards. So it is not live streaming. So I think let's start with the discussion, and we will discuss things about the lab on chip devices, and this will be told by detail by madam. So I request you to, ma'am, please, on behalf of my viewers and my audience and all my dear students, because I was a teacher as well. At present, I'm doing PhD from IIT Mandi. I welcome you. Now, please start with your context, ma'am.
First of all, Yugal, I'm very much thankful to you that you have invited me because
Yeah.
I'm always very much excited to share some knowledge with the students and my friends and
Hmm.
whoever is interested in research field.
Hmm.
And basically, I am presently doing the project under Women Scientist B scheme of Kiran Division, which is
Okay.
a division from DST, Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology. It is a project
Hmm.
which includes both fellowship as well as the project grant and research grant also.
Hmm.
So my project is about to complete in July, and I did everything. And now PhD is also completed in the next week. Submission is there.
Hmm.
So I did my MTech from VLSI Design Electronics and Communication and BTech from Core Electronics and Communication.
Hmm.
And in PhD, I had switched my research from the electronics to the additive manufacturing, which is a field from mechanical engineering.
And you have
So
also
that is
teaching experience as well, because I know this.
yes, I am having a teaching experience of around 10 years,
Okay.
with 4 years as assistant professor. And
Huh.
when I come to DI, then my grade is degrade. I was
Okay.
means
Research scholar.
yes,
So
as
in
a
private,
lecturer.
you have worked in private
Yes,
domain, and now you are working with the DEI as a research scholar.
yes. In
Hmm.
government, automatically your grade will means like you can be demoted to from the assistant professor to lecturer. If you
Yeah,
are
I
coming as a
understand.
from the associate professor background, you will be demoted to assistant professor. So
Hmm.
automatically.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then after that, I become a student there, and then as a PI, I'm working along with a PhD.
Hmm.
So now let's talk about the research,
Hmm.
our topic, which is lab on chip devices.
Hmm.
And basically, my field is related to exploring all the additive manufacturing field.
Hmm.
Additive manufacturing, I'm always fascinated about because additive manufacturing is the economical way of fabricating the device as compared to the conventional photolithography.
Hmm.
Photolithography can be called as a subtractive manufacturing technique,
Hmm.
where we remove the particular layers in nanometer range by using subtractive manufacturing. Like we have to etch the particular layer,
Hmm.
and there is a process of development and photolithography
Hmm.
to design patterns basically on the glass.
Okay.
The
So
substrate
I
is the
just want
glass.
to interrupt here. I just want to have
Hmm.
a layman discussion about the lab on chip. What do you understand by the by the lab on chip? Like,
Okay,
what is your
so
projection about that?
let's come on one slide.
Hmm.
I want to share here
Hmm.
so that people can understood about it. I think this slide is not having that content. Or let me switch on to other slide. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Please be comfortable. Take your
Uh,
time. Hmm.
yes, yes. So I should first orally I can tell first thing.
Hmm.
Let's suppose we are working in a laboratory. Okay, a
If you can
chemical laboratory.
show with some Google image, yeah, try with Google image.
Can I minimize this?
Yeah, you can minimize this.
Okay, then it's okay. Then I can open the slide.
Hmm.
Let me give me 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I will share this.
I got the image in my mind. what is lab on chip
Yes.
devices. But for the audience, for the new
Yes. Yes.
friends, they must
Definitely.
be understand.
1 second.
Hmm,
1 second. One
hmm.
second. Yes. I think you can get the
Okay.
this you are in this image. Okay.
Yeah, this image. Yeah, this now
Uh,
just for the audience, please explain because I got the idea what is this because you have already told me. Just explain what are the this particular slide.
okay. See, this is actually you can see here. Okay, five categories of you can say the steps of protocol which are followed in analytical chemistry. That
Hmm,
is, once one we have to first we have to collect the sample from the patient, and then we have to prepare the sample for testing, like whatever it is if it is the blood, then
hmm,
blood it should be prepared for the consecutive testing. Then
hmm,
it also involves some biomixing and bioseparation
hmm,
if in the laboratory,
hmm,
sample transfer for
hmm,
analysis,
hmm,
detection and results.
hmm,
This is the protocol of analytical chemistry which is followed in a sophisticated lab
hmm.
so that the detection of a particular target analyte, whether it is a virus, it is a pathogen, whether it is a parasite or a fungus or any kind of other external disease which is present in your blood, which can be detected through your blood. Okay.
So once I was having a
Yes.
discussion with you, you told me that lab on
Uh,
chip device is basically the integration of the components of the lab on a
yes.
single chip.
Uh,
That is
yes.
what you are
So
doing.
what we do, we have a lab on a single chip.
Yeah.
We don't go to lab.
You
On
can
a
do
chip, we have
various
a lab.
kind of
And
biological
whatever
tests.
we want to detect,
Hmm.
we put a sample over there,
Hmm.
and chip will show us the result.
Okay.
Basically, presently we are having the chip result in the form of the chromatographic analysis.
Okay.
Like it can tell us whether the disease is present or not in the
Hmm.
on the basis of a nitrocellulose membrane
Hmm.
detection on the basis of the control line and
Hmm.
the test line.
Okay.
This how we can integrate the that card, you can send semi-automated card
And
testing
how long
with
you
the
are doing? How long you are doing this research?
actually I'm doing for 4 years I did the literature survey,
And what
and
is the
then I
no
get
what is the novelty in your idea? Like you have picked some idea from somewhere, or how does this idea came in, and what is the
when
novel
the
feature?
corona has come, when
Hmm.
the corona has come in the year 2020,
Yeah.
I was in the lockdown and I'm sitting at my home,
Hmm.
and I was thinking why these card testing is getting failed for the corona testing.
Hmm.
All over the whenever the chips are coming from the China, not are they are not fully automated chip, but they are
Hmm.
semi-automated chip.
Hmm.
Means you have to prepare the sample, and that was the nasal sample, not the
Novel
blood
sample,
sample.
blood sample. Okay.
Nasal sample.
Hmm.
Like they
Nozzle.
take
Okay, nozzle.
strap from the nose. It
Hmm.
is a nasal sample.
Hmm.
So why they are getting failed? And some are blood related chip where the we have to put the blood on
Hmm.
the chip and then they will detect. And
Hmm.
they are showing the false positive results and true negative results also.
Hmm.
True negative, false positive in the sense the false positive in the sense you are being detected that you are covid, but you are not you are not having the covid virus, but the
Hmm.
chip is showing that you are the patient. That is
Patient.
a false
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 detected.
positive.
Hmm.
False positive. And true negative means like it is showing the true result, but you are not suffering from that, but
Hmm.
the chip is showing that true results. So that is the thing.
Hmm.
The results can be false also, the results can be true also.
ठीक
Based
है.
on that false positive true negative, we calculate the sensitivity of the device. Okay,
Hmm.
there is some mathematical formula
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
it.
So
So
now
that is a device.
I got some idea, and I hope my audience also got some idea what is lab on chip devices. Now I request you to please continue with your presentation so that we can have more insight about the discussion on the lab on chip, and so that what is the lab on chip and what you are doing in your research so that it is
In
important.
my research, I focused first. We should have
Hmm.
an ideal sample for the lab on chip. If
Okay.
the sample is not good, if the
Hmm.
sample is not compatible with the lab on chip,
Hmm.
then you will definitely get wrong result.
And how many research paper you have published in this?
I had published three international journals,
Okay.
two FCI
Hmm.
journals, two
Hmm.
one journals,
Hmm.
and one is the Scopus journal,
One is
Q4
Scopus.
journal.
Q4.
Q4. One patent is also granted to me
Patent is
on
also
this
granted. Okay.
microfluidic lab on chip devices.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when I come up with the idea that the blood is the having the interfering cells, red blood cells.
Yeah.
Red
RBC.
blood cells always manipulate the results.
Hmm. Hmm.
They will not provide the true results because the virus sizes are in the sizes of the nanometer range,
Hmm.
whereas the red blood cell are of the size from 5 to 10 micrometers.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
one the bio cell which is having the size in the micrometer range,
Hmm.
it will definitely affect the results if you're detecting some nanometer range
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
species.
And
What I was
I
thinking,
know who is your guide because he was also my guide as well. So
yes,
he
Dr.
doesn't needs
Gofran
any
Ahmed,
Dr. Gufran Ahmed. He doesn't needs any introduction. He is a
yes,
assistant professor
he is
in
IITian,
Diyalbagh Institute.
from
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Kharagpur,
IIT
and also
Kharagpur.
from
Postdoc from IIT
IIT
Delhi.
yes,
Postdoc from where?
IIT
IIT BHU. Okay. So
IIT BHU.
if Gufran sir might have watched this video, he will also be happy with like our audience.
Definitely, he always motivates his
Yeah,
students, and
yeah.
he's a very strict guide. Like
Hmm.
he don't want any kind of unnecessary discussion about
Hmm.
apart from research. That's why
Hmm.
I am here. I think so.
Yes,
In 2 years,
I also
we have
appreciate this point.
granted patent,
Hmm.
three journal,
Hmm.
one book chapter, and three international conferences, and all are indexed. So
Okay.
I think we did justice to our work
Hmm.
because it is related to the humans. It is
Yeah.
related to the societal intervention. It
Hmm.
is related to the target beneficiaries, which
Hmm.
are
Hmm. Hmm.
human beings.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think the chip cost is also one of the factor which we have worked. We
Hmm.
have chosen the technology which is very much economical,
And
and
do you
also
also know that there are there some companies who are working in this particular area, lab on chip device, because it is a research project or a research vertical. If it is accepted, then what do you think?
presently what I think that the China's companies are basically the company from the China are basically involved in such kind of research. In India, semi-automated chips are there, but the companies like Abbott, from where the semi-automated companies come,
Hmm.
semi-automatic chips come, is also the outsiders, not from India. So I don't think so. In India, there are so much investments on this field,
Hmm.
and this field is a totally emerging field, and
Okay.
we can
Okay,
work
I
on
got
this.
it. I understand this. Now, please carry on with your presentation so that we can wind up our discussion. Please carry on with the last presentation that you were showing. Presentation.
Okay, so because I am not able to still complete my first slide, I must
Okay.
say.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
this is
Okay. You need
in
time for
figure
that. Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Yes, no,
Hmm.
I will take a small time. What I want to convey, I
Hmm.
want to just convey that
Hmm.
when we see all these things, that bio mixing and bio separation, I had also means highlighted that part, which is a very important part for lab on chip device. Blood is having a coagulating property because of the red blood cell, because they don't follow Newton law of viscosity. They get jam
Hmm.
whenever the resistance increases or whenever they flow through the narrower channel.
Hmm.
Apart from, if we remove the red blood cell from the plasma, as we
Hmm.
can see here,
Hmm.
the plasma part is 55%
Hmm.
and red blood cells are 44%. So plasma is a crystal clear liquid, like a watery part of the blood, and
Hmm.
it contains all the things which could be helpful in detecting all the kinds of diseases
Hmm.
involving the kidney diseases, liver diseases, cancers, uncapsulated DNAs, which could be the means you can say the indication of any kind of organ failure,
Hmm.
including the heart failure also.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Hmm.
you can estimate the RBCs cannot means contribute to the major detection, but
Hmm.
plasma can contribute to the major detection. Okay,
Hmm.
in the
Hmm. Hmm.
in case of the med,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
plasma also follow the Newton's law of viscosity.
Hmm.
Plus, electrical devices are very important because it is rotating,
Hmm.
and definitely we need some electricity to operate it. So
Hmm.
definitely, if you have some device which can work without any electricity, just on the basis of the microfluidic, following the neutral law of viscosity, and something like this on a chip, we are getting everything, then it is definitely far better device. It could also be successful in the rural places of our country. And I think in our next presentation, we can have a discussion on which places I went in the Bundelkhand region
Okay.
and how I came to know the problems of the villages. So we
Hmm.
can do it in the next slide.
Okay. So this was a nice discussion with you about the lab on chip devices. I already have some idea about this lab on chip devices, and I was also attending one of the presentation in IIT Mandi, where one of the professor came in IIT Mandi and he depicted his presentation about his work on lab on chip. So when I was listening to that presentation, I was able to relate with your ideas because I met you that time, and that time your discussion was relating to the presentation was in IIT Mandi because initially I was also in Diyalbag, so I was able to relate the discussion of the lab on chip devices from that professor in IIT Mandi. So I know this. No, I think it's a great interaction about the lab on chip devices. Now, in the concluding, you have already told that you have submitted more than three research international research papers, which are and one Q4 and
They're
Scopus.
already published
They are
now.
already published,
Published.
so people can search about you
They
in the
can easily write my name on Google.
yeah
Shamima Khatoon is
Khatoon.
here. Shamima Khatoon, MDPI.
Ha.
Shamima Khatoon, RPJ, Rapid Prototyping Journal.
Hmm.
Shamima Khatoon, PIAM, Progress in Additive Manufacturing. Because I also focus on the fabrication part first.
Hmm.
Because if we are not able to fabricate the proper device, then how it can work properly?
So now you
That is
can
the
stop the screen sharing and let's conclude the meeting. And this meeting will bring content for me as well, and plus this discussion have given me some more trust towards lab on chip devices because I also can search more about this because there are many people who are working in the form of who are working in the brain interface or neuroscience. They can relate themselves with the lab on chip devices. It's basically a new
Yes.
concept.
For
uh,
me, actually, I treat myself a
hmm.
very village-loving girl. I'm
Sorry,
very
what you said?
attached to the roots of my
Rural
country.
rural
I mean,
areas.
yes,
Yeah.
I am very much attached to the rural areas of our country because they are
Huh.
the heart of our country. Our country is an agricultural based country.
Hmm.
70% of the population of our country is a rural population. Areas are also agricultural.
Hmm.
And I am very much connected to the roots of my country and what the people are facing there, the problem in the
Hmm.
testing, and how the village people are facing the problem.
So, for
I think it is
example,
a very it could be a long discussion. So we
uh,
can continue in the next slide.
next meeting.
I
So,
can
for
also show some photographs in the next slide.
okay, okay, fine. So that's it. It is a great discussion between us, and I hope the people, the who will watch this video will like it, and we will continue this series with Shamima Madam in our next meeting. And I hope if you like it, do comment about this. Do you can share it and you can give your suggestions so that we can bring some more topics of discussion with Shamima Madam. And you all know that this is my YouTube channel. I am always happy to bring content to the YouTube, and it motivates me to do more work. Okay. So thank you, ma'am. Have a nice
Thank you,
time.
Yuval.
Yeah. And please,
Yes, for inviting me.
all,
And
yeah,
I'm feeling very good after this discussion.
yeah.
And as long as I'm concerned, I also want to discuss on this, and I also want to listen what the people are
Hmm.
curious
Curious
about
about
in this.
this. Yeah. And
Okay.
once the video got uploaded, you can share the video in your YouTube or wherever platforms your social media platforms you have.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
All
Okay,
the
fine.
best, Yugal.
Yeah. Okay,
All the
fine.
best to you.
Yeah.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I'm leaving the meeting.
Okay.